Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. So officially, we are in the year 2021. The year 2020 has gone by and it has been an interesting year. And to be very, very straightforward, it's a year that I think was packed with mixed feelings. But I'm thankful to God that, we are here listening to this YouTube video at this point in time in history and talking about something that in a sense brings us together as strangers, as a community of fans that enjoy some level of entertainment that has been around for decades. It's really, really interesting to be able to have a platform like this, and I wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you very much for those of you who have stuck around, those of you who are new. This channel has gone through a lot of ups and downs, but it's a project that I'm really passionate about. I don't intend on just dropping it. No, if I take some breaks, I usually come back after I have some free time in my schedule. And I appreciate you guys for taking the time to hit the like button and just basically participate, give ideas, make corrections. All of this is much appreciated because this is how growth happens. And growth not only affects me, but I'm sure it eventually starts to bring better content to you guys in the community. Now, that is definitely something that I had been pining to say because I've been wanting to see what the new year would bring. And for many of you who, you have your sights on what the new year will bring in regard to gaming, you basically know that Gotham Knights is on your list. There is no other game that, really does have as much importance in your own mind anyways, than this game does. Because if you have been waiting, like many of us have, you've probably been waiting for a good period of time. You've been waiting since Batman Arkham Knight came out in 2013. And for those of you who know, Batman Arkham Knight came out at the beginning of the PlayStation 4 Xbox One generation. So this was a very interesting time. And the game was exclusive to those consoles because in that time, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One sold without the deterrent of a pandemic that basically halted a lot of things in the world. So this was a different time when we basically saw, a very different, marketing and a different availability. But now the PlayStation 5 and Xbox One basically moved to the place where it's very difficult, or was very difficult, for people to be able to get their hands on them. This brings me to one of the really important things about my conversation that I wanted to share with a lot of members of the community. And that is something regarding, taking out the, kind of the time to basically understand a little bit more about game development cycles, understand a little bit more about what will really go into bringing this Gotham Knights game when it's ready. And I've seen a lot of concerns. I've seen a lot of people basically voice their thoughts and say, we don't really know how this game is going to fare because it's going to be released on multiple platforms. Is this going to be a deterrent? If I have a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, am I still going to be able to enjoy what this game has to offer? And the simple answer to that is yes. Warner Brothers Games Montreal and even the Warner Brothers Games Development Studios are not new to optimizing their games to work on the generations of systems that are actually available. In fact, I think the architecture and framework of this game was in production for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox consoles, and if not for timeline delays, maybe even corporate changes, I don't think this game would have been delayed up till now. I think there would have probably been a Warner Brothers Montreal game on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox. And so what you're seeing in their announcement that they did, they made it known that it was going to be available for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox 360, and also the PS5 and Xbox Series S, as well, or Series X anyways, however you put it, as well as the PC, platform. And what you're going to get from a game like this is just that fine tuning that goes into gameplay. Warner Brothers Game Studios are very, very well versed in making decent games. In fact, if anybody should be concerned, it's PC players that usually have a concern. Because for those of you who may remember, Batman Arkham Knight was not optimized on the PC at release. Thankfully, at that point, I was playing on the PlayStation 4. I did not have a gaming PC, but now after a lot of work that they did on it, I think they even pulled it from the Steam store at one point in order for them to get it optimized and all. So I don't think within the studio itself developing for the consoles there's going to be much of an issue. I think if that's what they're focusing on, then they should be fine. Usually what I've noticed with a lot of Warner Brothers games is their PC ports, they usually outsource that to companies like QLOC. I think there's another company that they use. I think it's Feral Interactive or something, and that company does the ports for Linux and Macs. So those are outsourced, projects that they actually, give to other studios, other development firms, and this frees their time so that they can focus. And I know I mentioned a little bit about Cyberpunk 2077 in my other videos and, kind of some concerns I had with, Gotham Knights, but I don't think those were basically, concerns of technicality nonetheless. I think Cyberpunk 2077 had its issues. They were known from the beginning. They used their own in-house game engine, whereas in Warner Brothers Games Montreal, they're using Unreal Engine, which is supported by the Fortnite people. So there's a whole different level and a whole different layer of having somebody else have your game engine under their control. And so I think we're going to be getting a decent game. So this year, is going to be an interesting year to observe. It's going to be very, it would be nice to be able to anticipate a Batman themed game or Bat Family game within the same year. I started this channel in 2018 when we started hearing news about, some game being developed by Warner Brothers Games Montreal, and even not hearing anything from Rocksteady. And today we're at the point where from these two studios, there's a potential of getting about 3 games from them within this new console generation. So it's quite interesting to see, and I'm looking forward to this, and I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to this as well. And I wanted to make this video just to convey that reasoning that we're going to basically get a decent game. We're going to get a good game. Some people are still skeptical though. And I understand that skepticism. There's nothing wrong in being a little bit skeptic, because one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to overhype a game, thereby raising your expectations to the point where, it's too much. If you notice, even this game, the way it looks, it's actually decent, but at the same time, it's nothing revolutionary in my opinion anyways. I think it's actually something that, as all is said and done, we're going to be getting a video game. And if the development team follows the rules of delivering a video game, then for sure we're definitely going to be getting a good product. But as it stands right now, I'm of the mind that, you can basically get a good video game if you have a team that knows what they're doing. I'm of the mind that you can get, a video game if you have a team that's dedicated. I'm of the mind that you can get a good video game if you have a team that has experience. And from what we're seeing, it seems like Warner Brothers Games Montreal does have all of those things at their beck and call. So it's only a matter of implementation. It's only a matter of time, and we'll see what they have to offer. But I'll keep an open mind. I don't intend on hyping anything that is not supposed to be hyped anyways. But I wanted to make sure I took the opportunity to just, put the future in retrospect, talk a little bit about what's going on, talk a little bit about what people are feeling or maybe sensing in all of this. And hopefully that really does spark a conversation that will roll into the new year. So once again, thank you guys very much for your time and audience. I appreciate your support, and hopefully we'll see in another video. Peace out.